last Tuesday, which he presented an alternative to the Prime Minister who we have in Jamaica at this time, whose statutory declaration cannot be certified and will not be certified before an election is called and the people given an opportunity to vote for a new Prime Minister. And no Prime Minister should ever be allowed to be on any ballot in Jamaica without their statutory declaration not verified. And it is going over 4 to 5 years now. The Prime Minister statutory declaration cannot be verified. Meanwhile, that said Prime Minister, during the period of COVID, which they want to prove to the Jamaican people is the cause of the downturn in the economy. But at the same time, that said Prime Minister had $475 million running up and down in 3 companies. That said Prime Minister in those said period of time of $713,000 in an account. And the Prime Minister was also in receipt of $143,000. And the Prime Minister went and made his budget speech last Thursday, and our icon Usain Bolt, whose $12.5 million has been stolen, and the Prime Minister was not courteous enough to even say to Usain Bolt, the government of Jamaica, which I lead, will try anything or everything for your money to be returned. He did not say a word on it. He did not say a word about our icon, but he was seen in the stadium shouting and jumping for an Argentinian icon who doesn't even like black people. And what has been done to Usain Bolt could not have been done to Lionel Messi in Argentina, because the government of Argentina respect him, and they would not have allowed nobody, no institution which is regulated and licensed by a government to fleece him, as what has been done to our icon Usain Bolt, and what has been done to that poor old lady who inherited $60 million, and every dollar was stolen. At the age of 78, she had to be getting a job.
And to take sleeping pills.
And to pay our rent. And the Prime Minister went and make budget speech, dancing and prancing and gimmicking in Parliament. And not a word has been said in that regard. And 200 additional investors' money was stolen by a government-regulated institution. And the license of that institution was granted by this same government. And when it was flagged down the People's National Party and Peter Phillips take action, this said government gave back the license to them, invested taxpayer money in it. And now that same entity collapsed. And you come to Parliament to talk about FinSac, and you never tell the Jamaican people that you spent $200 million to provide a report for FinSac. And until now, we have no report, and you come to Parliament to talk about FinSac. What about SSL? What about the Carl report? Why can't the Jamaican people see the FinSac report or the Carl report? Mr. Prime Minister, you have no moral authority to speak to the people of Jamaica anymore until your statutory declaration is certified and you can speak to the whole issue of the FinSac report, the Kral report, and the incident surrounding SSL. I yield the floor to someone else.
Thank you, Comrade Hugh.
Hugh. Yes, Hugh.
Well done.
You is a true comrade, you know. And
True
you know
comrade.
what I like about you, Hugh, you just flow like a pastor in the church. No hiccups. You just lock the thing and go through, because every single thing that you have mentioned, why, the man is so guilty. And you know what is sad is that Jamaica is going to further go up on the list, the international list that speaks to countries that are corrupt. We will certainly be climbing that list, as we are already. And it is also sad when you have to talk about your prime minister that is hiding his wealth that he cannot explain. And I've said it on many occasions that his accountants are scared because they know in their hearts of hearts that all his assets that he has acquired over the years are acquired through unscrupulous circumstances. They all know that. They know that the $9 million he was making prior to the 300% increase could not manifest itself in such rapid wealth in such a short space of time, considering a man who was struggling, who has said to many of his followers on his political platform about his struggling coming up as a young man in the country. From lying about it was a 1-bedroom, then it said it was a 2, and he has shuffled many times on his upbringing because the man is
now Trump's Secretary of Health and Human Services. A very real consequence of declining vaccination rates is the growing number of measles cases in Texas and New Mexico.
There's being concern that this could result in widespread.
Go ahead, Comedian.
Yes. As I was saying, not a problem. So as I was saying, I think I still have my train of thought. So as I was saying, he cannot explain his massive wealth that has manifested itself in such a short space of time, given the fact that he not very long ago paid off his student loan and sold the story to the Jamaican people, seeking sympathy as to his struggles coming up in this country. But perhaps Andrew should teach the Jamaican people how to create wealth in a declining economy. How do you create wealth in a declining economy while telling the masses of the society that better must come and a third term needs to be loaded for that to take place? Andrew, you're crazy. You're crazy. And I know from my heart of hearts, the 28% undecided, I cannot see them putting an X beside that bell. I cannot see it happening. The level of sufferation is beyond me. And no numbers that you put on the table, no statistical numbers cannot trump the reality of the people on the ground. It can't. You and the BOJ governor obviously not seeing eye to eye because the numbers coming out of the BOJ is not consistent with the government numbers. It is not. We need a change of guard, and I know it's going to happen. Those who want to whine and sit down on the 18 years that has passed, while you had 9 years to make that change, listen, people listening out there. Marky G is brand new. I've never seen this man lead the country. And now is the opportune time for him, for Jamaica. And I know Jamaica is going to give Marky G that opportunity. We as comrades we call out our brothers and sisters when we see them doing anything that we don't like. We're not labor rights. We don't stand by and watch our leader run the country in the ground and we don't say nothing. We're not like that. We call a spade a spade. The thing is, we want the best for Jamaica. We want the best for Jamaicans, whether you're Labour right or PNP. We want the best for this country. And as we see it right now, without any partisan affiliation, we're not viewing this thing because we are comrades. We're viewing this thing because Andrew has gotten the opportunity and he has failed the Jamaican people. We cannot load a third term. It is just not possible. It is absolutely not possible. We can't go down that road. And I yield back to whoever wants the floor. And perhaps we can discuss any other issues.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Granville, you're in the box. Do you have anything to say? Anybody want to send a request? You can do so, please. Platform is open for you to express yourself, for you to explain, for you to give us some valuable points, for you to know that Mark is you. And let us Mark is the right leader, which we know, yes he is, because we have some valuable points, you know, and but it was up to it, as we know that Mark, you have renounced he has declared what you call it, his status, where they was calling out on him. So, and Andrew haven't put in his integrity, they don't call it again, being, being. We have not renounced it. So, we want to know which leader is the best leader for us to trust.
Because the Prime Minister has not been cleared.
Right.
And you know what I think happened to the Prime Minister.
Welcome in, Sydney. I'm reading the comments, guys, as I go. So you have to kind of help me out because some liberties over here.
Yeah, but don't get distracted with what they want to put in the chat. Because the live is blazing fire this morning. So you know they are going to come and they are going to try and they really the conversation and to try to disturb the thing.
All she need to do is block them.
In 2017, when the Integrity Commission Act was passed in Parliament, it was passed in Parliament by this said Prime Minister. The persons appointed to run the Integrity Commission were appointed by this said Prime Minister. And here we have this said Prime Minister taking the Integrity Commission to court because the Integrity Commission asked the Prime Minister one question. Mr. Prime Minister, disparity between your asset and your income. There is disparity between both of them. We need clarity. We need you to come and prove to us that the asset which you said you have, give us the information how you come by it. How you so rich? Where you get all this money from? That is all the Integrity Commission asks for, you know. What the Prime Minister do? The Prime Minister take the Integrity Commission to court, asking that Section 14, subsection 5 of the Integrity Commission Act be struck down. And that particular section specifically deals with illicit enrichment. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is being investigated for illicit enrichment, meaning that you have assets which is far superior to your earnings. So it is for you, it is not for the Integrity Commission to investigate. You have to find out where you get the money from. It is for you to present to them honestly. Just like how Mark Olin statutory declaration has not been in our areas since his inception into politics. Understand? And he's only the leader of the opposition. Our Prime Minister, the Prime Minister is the person who set the moral metric for the people of Jamaica and in extension for his government. So the young people in school should be motivated by the actions and utterances of the Prime Minister. You should be inspired when the Prime Minister speaks. You should also be motivated by the actions of the Prime Minister. Not for the Prime Minister to be hiding behind the law and hiding behind the courts on certain issues which touch on the subject of ethics. The Prime Minister cannot speak on ethics because he's compromised. There is so much gray area in the actions of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has an acquaintance, a business partner who is the chairman of UDC and HAJ. Those departments are responsible for all the lands belonging to the government or the crown in Jamaica. Yet still, the Prime Minister in the Integrity Commission report said that said gentleman on 20 occasions he went to a Jamaica National Bank to lodge cash to an account of the Prime Minister. I wouldn't want nobody to go in the dead of the night to lodge no money to my Prime Minister Mark Bolin account. If Mark Bolin lend you money and you need to pay him back, use online banking, which is traceable, or to use a check or a manager's check. We don't want no man to hold no back in the middle of the night with flashlight to go drop money in a money box to the Prime Minister. Those are questionable activities and it must be called out. You understand? What is the question behind that? That $4 million was lodged to the Prime Minister account in cash, in secrecy. And you want to speak to the Jamaican people about morality. Morality begins with you, sir. Because you are the Prime Minister. You are the head of one organization, of one arm of government, which is the executive. You sit in the House of Parliament as a legislator. Your action should not be questioned. You should be above board. And there is so much people, if you look on social media, you hear say you're a chatter. People ascribe all sorts of names to you. Because what? It is because of your own actions. When the Integrity Commission come out and the journalists ask you, you said you ask far and wide, and nobody in your party is being investigated for illicit enrichment, only to subsequently find out that you, the Prime Minister, head the list. In any self-respecting democracy, you would have tendered your resignation immediately. Or if we have impeachment laws, you would have been impeached. And here you are now, coming to the people of Jamaica, pontificating, as if to say, your moral compass is right. Mr. Prime Minister, your moral compass says 0. Because there is no inspiration coming from you in regard to the people of Jamaica. Cannot.
You're dirty junker, go suck my goal in dirty with you, you're stinking junker. You blame.
You fuck Mark Rolling dirty, you junkie. You're junkie. Good dirty junkie. Big pussy.